Have you ever found yourself blaming somebody else? Being upset for them and then blaming them for the upset? Nobody really is proud of blaming, I think. And yet, we all tend to do it. There's this natural, compelling flood from our reptilian brains to blame people instead of be accountable for our own experiences. And yet it's very destructive, and people tend to know that it's destructive. You alienate your partner and your friends and your boss and your coworkers by doing it. They then become adversarial rather than collaborative in your relationships, and they come back with a cross complaint or a defense against what you're blaming them for. So it doesn't really seem to further communication very well. And yet, rather than thinking, oh, I shouldn't be blaming and I'll do something else, we follow that track. So let's talk a little bit about what makes that so compelling. I think there are a few different reasons. One is it's a way of having the moral high ground. And by having the moral high ground, you then can extract things from your partner or your friend that they might not be so willing to give. They might feel guilty. They did do that after all. And the hope is that they would admit their guilt and then rectify the problem. So it's a way of asking for something, but it's a way of being invulnerable as you ask. So instead of saying, would you pay attention to me? You say, you never pay attention to me. And then they really don't want to pay attention to you. So it's self-fulfilling. This is one of the things that makes it so difficult. It also is a way of having power, both over the other person as well as a sense of powerfulness internally. So you don't feel so squashed by your own experience. You have a sense of agency that is born from the anger that goes along with blame. So there's power, it's a way of asking without being vulnerable, and it's a way of feeling your own strength. So if you feel weak, it gives you a sense of strength. So that makes it very compelling. It also takes your own badness away. The other person's bad, you're not. And so it relieves you of any kind of sense of badness or complicity in whatever happened. But it also, in fact, is highly disempowering, as much as it feels compelling. And the more you can do to communicate in ways that extend to people in a more vulnerable way your feelings and your needs, the better off you're going to be in a relationship. It's not easy. It exposes you to risk. It's not without risk to do that. But the risk of blaming is, I think, in many cases, a more substantial one.